Our good friends at Bandai Namco sent over some goodies, and this is one of those goodies. It's Godzilla 2023 of their articulated action figure lines. Godzilla 2023, you might or might not know, comes from the 2023 film Godzilla Minus One, which is a phenomenal Godzilla movie, one of the best. And they've made an affordable action figure of it. So this isn't a soft vinyl, this is an articulated figure. And I have a few of them from the other releases, but I didn't have this one, so super cool that they sent it over.
The packaging is really nice. It feels higher end. It's got a nice die-cut window box. Legalese on the bottom. Nice pictures of others in the line on the back. But again, a lot of multilingual things there. Inside, you get a plastic tray. And you'll notice that Godzilla is partially unassembled. And that is really just to save space in the box. But it is very easy to put together. So you just really just snap these on. You hear that pop? That's what you want. You want to hear that pop. First impressions is it's pretty nice, pretty solid, hard plastic all around. Not a lot of paint. It's the body is largely one color. There is a slight sort of goldish highlighting on the chest. Articulation starts here with the tail. That's kind of on a ball, but you've got another ball there and another ball there. So, you know, kudos for articulation points in the tail. For legs, we have, you know, a ball joint in the hip. We have knees, a little bit of room there, and ball jointed feet. Both ways can spread out a little bit. Again, pretty well articulated. The shoulders can rotate. There is a little up and down movement, just to kind of get some more movement there. The elbows click, and the hands rotate. They're kind of open, but not really. It would be cool if they were a little more spread out, but I guess that's, you know, something this size can be tough in that material. And then finally, you have the head here on a ball joint, and you have an opening jaw, which I like the way this looks, but when you kind of pose this neck, it's going to look a little weird, right? So you do have to just be kind of mindful of your posing to not have a big gap there. But it's very solid feeling. That's what I'm getting the biggest impression here, that, you know, it is a big chunk of plastic. And he looks great. There is also a blast effect part. So one of the things I don't like about this line, and it's a very minor complaint, but it is what it is that the blast effects are attached to a piece of the lower jaw. So to put the blast effect in, you have to remove the lower jaw. And if you have fat adult fingers, it's hard to grab onto. So this is what I do. Play dentist with Godzilla. Which, I don't know, it kind of looks like Shin Godzilla here now. But I digress. You just plug this back in, and then you have a nice blast effect of Godzilla. And it looks great. So, I mean, I understand why they did it. It's just a little tough for me to get that part out. And here he is next to the Sofubi release and the Movie Monster series for the 2023 Godzilla. And they're similar in size, but this one is a little shorter. If you put them next to each other, you can see the tail of this one is much longer, and partially that's due to the nature of the way the tail is. But you can see that the sculpt on the vinyl is way more detailed and accurate, but guess what? That's vinyl for you. You can get that. Here you get articulation, but you do sacrifice some of the finer detail on the figure. But it really comes down to what you want to do with your figures. Do you just want to display them, or do you want to pose them? The vinyls do have limited articulation, but it's really about having a nice representation of Godzilla on your shelf to kind of gawk at and go, wow, that's pretty. But this bad boy is for play. You can do whatever you want, really. And I'm all here for it. And I love that these are in American retail. These are like comic shops, specialty shops, that kind of thing. You can get them, but not at, say, Target or Walmart, where you can get this Godzilla figure for about 20 bucks, which is great and less expensive than this guy. So I want to see more Godzilla monsters done in this style. I want to see Godzilla kaiju in this style. I want a Hedorah. I want Moguera. I want Space Godzilla. I want just all of them. And I'll also note that this is a weird time in American retail because we actually have several Godzilla offerings on the shelf. So we have the waning end of the Godzilla vs. Kong stuff. We have Super 7, both reaction stuff and their toned down Ultimates line, which you can get at Target. And then you have now the Bandai throwing their hand into the ring with this kind of stuff. I would say its closest competitor is the Super 7 stripped down Ultimates line. There are a couple different Godzillas and I think a Mega Godzilla, but they're still $35 and have maybe one accessory, maybe two. These are a whole $15 less, and I think are a better value. I think the Ultimates are a bit overpriced for what they are normally for your standard ones. I don't really need, little building crushing parts. I just want Godzilla and an effects blast. And there you go. So I think this one does the job, and it does the job very well. If you like the Godzilla Minus One Godzilla 2023, please click the link below in the description for a link of where you can purchase it. Once again, thank you to Bandai Namco for sending this sample over. It's much appreciated. Kaiju fans will dig this. I'll say this too. We are living in a weird time. Tariffs are looming. Retail is strange. But because we have so many Godzilla options at retail right now, it's ridiculous. You should buy these to support more of them because the world needs more Godzilla all the time, now more than ever. I mean, come on, can your Godzilla figure do this? Can your Sofubi do this? Probably not. This is just very, very cool looking. It's just, I love it. I love it a lot.